Rock and roll. Right, so this podcast series is going to be called Top Dogs, and we're here with the top dog of the hair world, Danny.
Hello.
Hello, look at this. Right, so I got loads of questions asked via Instagram, and I'm hoping you can answer a few, mainly on setting up your own business, all the rest of it. But first of all, what separates you from every other barber?
Yeah, so I've never actually proclaimed to be the best barber at cutting hair. I have staff members that are miles better at cutting hair than me. I just think that I come under the bracket of an actual content creator. So you get a full package: videography, hair cutting, you know, business owner, photographer. I do stage shows. I can present. I can act.
Is that where it all came from, by the way? Did you used to do acting?
Yeah, from leaving school. Yeah, from leaving school. So then from there, I've just put all my skills under one umbrella, really. So from there, it's just made me a huge skill set, really. So when these companies hire me, they don't have to hire separate videographers, photographers, stage artists. It all just comes under one package. So it's many strings to my bow, and it's worked. It's worked significantly.
Yeah. So you've got two barbershops, one salon, is that right? Yeah.
2 barbershops, and yes, I'm a partner in a hair salon, which is partnered up with Sassoons as well. So yeah, it's
busy.
good.
Busy.
It's good. Yeah, it's busy. Very busy.
And is it worth it? Is it all the stress? Because I'm assuming, in a 7-day period, your hours are absolutely crazy. And this is probably what a lot of people don't see. They don't see the amount of hours and time and effort that actually goes in. Exactly.
So I have an amazing team around me who help take a lot of the stress away. 9 times out of 10, I am in the shop dealing with my own clients, but I'm not consistently in the shop. So I'm not in a full 5, 6, 7 days. Because I'm doing a lot of outside work. So, yeah, the staff help me significantly. I have an agent in London that helps me. I have like a management company. And
what do? They get you actual clients, like famous client stuff? Because you do cut a lot of famous people's hair, don't you, yeah?
Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of it would be jobs on the side, yeah. Okay. So the content creation stuff, you know, they would help me get the work through. I'm represented by the Hairdressers Journal in London, so I do all the salon international shows. Then obviously I work with Get Squire over in New York, so we do a lot of the American hair shows.
Because they're massive, you said, they're absolutely crazy out there.
It's like nothing like you've ever seen, and I'm extremely lucky with the American stuff. I go over there 4, 5 times a year minimum. So yeah, it's amazing, but it comes with pluses and negatives, definitely. My work, personal life relationship is completely on its arse. Really? It's mainly work, personal life's non-existent.
Because people won't actually see that, will they? You know,
no.
Me and you've talked about this before, obviously. We've met in the gym, and instantly you just get each other. When you're hated by many, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
For no fucking reason whatsoever. Yep. You kind of just have this bond straight away, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. I mean, we touched...
you understand, don't you?
Yeah, because we touched upon it before. Successful people have many enemies, and unsuccessful people have many friends. So
you can't have both.
You can't have both. And I keep my circle extremely small. My circle consists of people who are in similar situations to me. Around me are property developers, people with their own businesses, people driving Lambos, people living in penthouse apartments on Deansgate. So these people are further in their careers than me, and I can ask them advice.
Do they keep you going? Do they?
Of course, we're all in like a group chat, and they're very inspirational. You know, some of them are building £2 million houses, and you know, I don't see myself as successful as them. So
not yet, anyway.
Not that. So it gives me a kick up the arse to want to push myself constantly.
Get you.
And it's a really good leverage having people like that around you, because they constantly push themselves.
Get you.
And if I have any issues or any situations, I speak to them and they always give me the right advice, because 9 times out of 10 they've been through the situation.
Yeah, they might have made the mistake before. They might have invested somewhere and think, do you know what? Here's
and
the advice.
Yeah, and if you ask like people who don't have their own businesses, family members, stuff like that, they never give you the right answers.
Yeah, they don't get it, do they?
No, they just don't get it at all.
You need almost like an impartial opinion sometimes, don't you? Because they'll probably tell you what you want to hear, or, you know, push you. They don't get it, do they, man?
No, because it's high risk, and the highest risk they've took is probably skip a day off work.
Yeah, I'm with you, man, I'm with you. So first business then, what was that and how long ago? So how long have you actually had your own business? Because a lot of people message me saying, how on earth do you start your first business? How do you have the bottle to actually go, do you know what, I'm going to quit the job and go all in on this? Where do you get the money from? Where did it all start, man?
So 10 years ago, I worked for a local barber shop in Royton. I'm not going to say his name, but most people would know who it is. Guy was a prick, a first-class prick, yeah.
Why, because he just didn't treat his staff right?
No, he didn't treat any of us right. He would steal off us, damage our clippers. He was just a full-on lunatic.
So you learned how not to do it. So
how
like,
not to treat your staff. That's how I've never treated any of mine like that.
Yeah.
They're their own bosses who work for me.
Yeah.
The chair is their own business. I don't even treat them as like boss staff relations. We're all on the same level.
Yeah.
You know, even Finn, who works for me here, he's equally as good as anything that I do, if not better. And it's good having people like that around you because they push you. Every time I look to the side of me and see one of Finn's haircuts, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Really? Wow.
So my haircuts have to be equally as good as his.
Yeah. It's same in gyms, man. I do the same with the trainers. I pick the best of the best.
You've got to.
It keeps you on your toes, man, doesn't it? You know?
Exactly, because if you're working with people who are not at a similar level, or if you worked on your own, for example, you've got no one to push you. And
you want to be the eagles and not the fucking chickens.
Exactly, and each day can get quite monotonous. Because I started on my own.
Right.
I was in there on my own, and then I won 2 Oldham Business Awards in 2014, and then that just elevated me to then want to get staff. Because when I very first opened my own business, I just wanted it to be me, and cut my friend's hair.
Yeah. Where was that then? Was that local?
It's in Shaw.
Okay,
and I've still got the shop.
That was the first one. So where did you initially get that? Was it all just savings to start with?
Yeah, so I got the shop extremely cheap, believe it or not. It was £80 a week because there was an incident locally where there was an explosion.
Yeah.
It damaged the shop, so I got it at a cheap rent under the instructions that I would do the shop up myself.
Nice,
so I would spend the money on it. It was written in the lease that, you know, any damage or...
You'd sort it out.
I'd sort it out. Wow. So I got it cheap for the first 5 years.
Yeah.
It really helped me because it took the pressure off high rents. So...
how long did it actually... How much did it actually cost you to sort it out, to actually get to the point where you could cut hair in it start
it
with?
It was a salon.
Oh, wow.
So everything was kitted out. Do you know what? It was like fate.
Really, like a lick of paint almost, and then
swap the chairs, exactly that. And then what I did month to month was I would swap the mirrors. I would get, you know, the nice barber chairs, get new signage. So it almost came like a bit of a competition within myself to what would I get the next month,
how would you better it? Yeah,
then do the floor, and then I stopped and had a complete rip out and spent a lot of money on it and did it very steampunk.
Yeah, cool,
right. Back to brick, varnished it all, got antique mirrors, really high-end chairs, and it doesn't look like it belongs in Shaw.
So to start with, it didn't actually cost you that much. You just went hunting. 5k. Wow. So £5,000. That's it.
And these chairs now are that.
Really? For one chair?
For one chair.
Really? So you kind of went with a budget, but the master plan was actually, I need the most badass salon around, and you're just going to keep reinvesting. Because a lot of people do this. They'll set a business up, and they'll just kind of forget about it. Oh, that's it. We're done now. Do you know what I mean? But your vision was, no, I need the best of the best, yeah?
Yeah, so I mean, what it was is from the get-go, I just wanted to get in there, get away from my old boss. If I could match the same money that I was on there, happy days. I didn't think it would take me as quick as it did, to then all of a sudden, what happened is I cut this Asian lad's hair called Abdul, and mate, he had the most phenomenal hair ever, and didn't think anything of it, cut his hair, put it on social media, and this reshare page called Barbershop Connect reshared it in 2014, got about 1 million reshares. It went everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. And,
is that because it's quite challenging cutting that type of hair, or what?
It just with the skin tones, how he aesthetically looked, the haircut at the time, it was quite fashionable.
So that was like a lightning rod for social media then?
So what I'll do is, within this, I'll send you the picture so you can add it to the video, so we can show you, and mate, it just rocketed off.
Mega.
And then from there, it was, next thing, competitions I was winning, Then I was thrown onto this men's hairdressing federation in London.
And this was just when you were a one-man band in your own shop to start with, yeah?
It just rocketed off. So then from there, I'm stood on every major hair stage, the fellowship.
From one haircut, really?
From one haircut.
That's mad, that, isn't it?
From one haircut, yeah.
Jesus. And then how long did it take you after your first one then to get number 2?
So number 2 came about when I hired another barber called Killian.
Yeah.
Killian Madison. And Killian won a prestigious award. I think he won like a best barber in Britain while working for me. So then what I wanted to do is get him his own shop within an umbrella company of mine. So it's still Danny & Co. It was his, he did his own thing. And we got it up here in Upper Mill.
Mega. And then what about third? Because surely at this stage you're like, bloody hell, I'm busy.
Yes.
I thought I need to put my finger in a few more pies.
Yeah, so the third one, you know, it was my wife who I've got kids with.
Yeah.
And yeah, she at the time had worked for Vidal Sassoon, she'd worked for Trevor Sorbet, she was at the top of her game. So yeah, we just opened a salon, which is on Huddersfield Road, near the big Tesco, and it doesn't look like it should belong anywhere in Oldham.
Really? It's so nice.
It's so nice.
Really?
Yeah, it's stunning. You drive past it and you go, wow, like, what is that? But that's one of the things that I wanted to have is when you walk into the shops, it's not how good the haircuts are, it's the whole package
Experience.
of like, wow,
yeah, because it is badass in here. It's absolutely
it's cool. And you know, with skateboards and the Stone Island neons and the shit happens, all that is just, all of it's guerrilla marketing. So I get people to do my marketing for me. So we've got a high school on our doorstep. So when the kids come in, what's the first thing they do? They pull the phones out,
TikTok,
Instagram, Snapchat. So, you know, they're all taking pictures of the Stone Island stuff, and they're doing my marketing for me. And, you know, I've read many books to do with marketing. Read audiobooks.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, I'm not the best at reading.
I get you, man. Me neither. How was school life, by the way? Did you get kicked out of loads like me or what?
Yeah, no comment on school life. I was a complete stoner.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy though. Like I say, people like you should be an inspiration because you've done well. You know, you might not be super happy because you're just stressed all the time, but you've invited that stress into your life, haven't you? By just asking more and more, do you know what I mean?
I'm never happy now. I don't know if that's to do with who I am as a person.
Yeah, because you're ADHD like me, aren't you?
I'm ADHD, absolutely ADHD out of my head. So I kind of find I never switch off. So, you know, even if I was running extremely successful business, sex on the mind there. Why not have 2? Why not have 3? Why not have 4? Why not have 5? But the only thing that can help you do that is the team around you. I can't take credit for all this.
Yeah,
I can't.
So I'm assuming with all these businesses, you've had something that's been pretty extreme or bad happen to a business. What's the worst thing that's ever happened in business?
I've had a few issues with actual staff members in the past.
Okay. Stealing, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
like
of course.
Yeah,
you know, we're not anymore. We're heavily card transactions. You know, we're now in the 2023. Everything's moving digital. We have a fantastic software called Get Squire. That a lot of it's prepay. I usually have an Apple Watch every single appointment. I can see if it's amended, cancelled. So I know everything that's going on within the barbershop, and you can tally it all up with CCTV and ring doorbells to see when staff are coming and if clients come and go. So that helps me. Years ago when it was all cash, you know what I mean, the temptations are there with staff. And when I'm traveling and when I'm in different countries, you know, I worked in the Ukraine a lot, and Serbia, I've worked in all these different countries. When you're not there, the odd 20 quid here and there. But that, I wouldn't say, you know, I don't mind stuff like that to an extent, because I'd just take it back out of the wage at the end of the, you know what I mean?
If you take my money,
I'll just do it back. You know, they weren't clever enough to not think that I didn't know.
Have you had anything extreme?
The salon that we opened on Huddersfield Road, once it was all kitted out, it was like basically flies round shit, and all the local smackheads was walking past at the window, and we got broke into. They actually electric sawed the whole back door off, cracked the PVC door, and kicked through it, and then came in and robbed it. Yeah,
like an angle grinder job. It cut
fully cut.
Through.
Yeah, fully cut.
And how much did that cost you?
Luckily, we was insured, and it took...
It's the time though, isn't it, man?
Took a while to go through. It delays the opening, as you know yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not that, you know, Samantha, who was my wife at the time, you're devastated. You put all this time and effort into it, and someone then thinks that they can come, you know, and take that away from you. Luckily, I found out where the smackheads lived, and somebody redecorated the living room for them. But yeah, nothing to do with me.
Do you know, like, honestly, with stuff like that, obviously, I had some drama at the gym and all the rest of it, and, you know, I found out supposedly who it was and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You've got two options. You either retaliate or you try rise above it and kind of destroy everyone
Kill
else
them
in
with
business.
success.
You're gonna, you know, that's what you got to do, innit?
Kill them with success. And the thing is, with that, you know, I know some pretty cool people, and the heroin addicts got spoke to, and we've been totally left alone since. You know, I have people who look after my shop, so yeah, we've been untouched since. But it's not nice. We had them on CCTV running around filling A.K.A. bags up with everything that was in there.
Clippers, all that.
They took everything.
Chairs a grand a pop. Clippers a few hundred quid.
Yeah,
it's just mad.
running out with them, and you're just like, smackhead mighty power. I didn't realise they're that strong.
That's crazy, man. So, with all this going on, would you say it's actually worth it, or would you change anything? Would you do anything differently? If you were going to redo it all again, would you do anything differently?
My personal life suffers a lot.
There's no way around that.
There's no way around
it.
Busy. Yeah, you know, I was in a relationship for a long time. That kind of suffers. Something gives. Something gives.
Because you're not present when you're there, are you?
You're constantly spinning plates. So whether it's personal life, whether it's kids, whether it's hobbies, whether it's the actual business itself, whether it's the content creation, whether it's the travel, something gives and a plate stops spinning and it falls and smashes. That's the best analogy of it.
Do you have any hobbies to actually like keep you not grounded, but just give you that mind reset, so to speak? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the gym helps a lot.
Okay.
Luckily, I found a really good gym that I like. Yeah, that helps. Even like the content creation and stuff like that, I kind of see that as a hobby that's turned into a profession.
Yeah, we
and my kids are my life. My kids are my absolute life. They're not a hobby that, you know, that it's just something that, you know, I adore my kids. I do all this for them to be able to pass down, not even to them, to their kids as well.
Yeah,
you know, it should be multi-generational.
I kind of got that. So like when mine were born, it was first thing on my mind was how the hell do I save a load of money? Because I'm not sure about you, but I kind of like put my own health on back burner and just think of everyone else. I'm like, how do I sort the kids out? How do they get money? And I don't even think about me. I think about, right, how do I get them as much money as possible? It doesn't matter about me as long as they're happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. And, you know, in the past, I've just fully thrown myself into work, and, you know, even certain relationships that I've had in the past, I've had comments of, you know, I don't see you a lot, and you're never here, or you're never there, or you seem, you know, distant.
Yeah, because all you're thinking about is work, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I can finish work here, go home and have a laptop on my knee editing till, you know, one in the morning. Exactly, you know, with client deadlines and stuff like that. And sometimes my own social media gets neglected because I'm doing it all for other people, making all these amazing videos for all these people, and I think, I've not posted anything on mine since November. And then you're getting hassled off the companies that you work for. We need content. So it is hard juggling it.
So someone asked me, at what stage do you start to treat yourself? Because you've been in business a long time now, so at what stage did you think, do you know what, actually I'm going to buy myself something? Because like me, you probably just think, oh, I've made some money now, let's put it back into the business. So when did you go, do you know what?
I've always done that. So within the Shaw shop, we had another one in Upper Mill, which we subletted at the back of a salon. Then we had another one to the building at the side of us, which we did upstairs. I've always reinvested back. You know, I would be a lot further along in my career if I'd not constantly keep throwing money into refurbs and redecorating. But I kind of feel like you need to keep it interesting all the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, even the salon at the minute, it's looked like that for 2 years, and I've said we need to now maybe tile one of the back walls to keep it fresh.
People say to me, like, I just had some showers done at one of my gyms recently, like, the showers were absolutely mint, why do you do that? It's like, well, you've just got to constantly give your clients something extra, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
To keep the status of the best, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's the same in here, you know, the staff, you know, they're extremely busy, and I don't expect them to be on their hands and knees cleaning all the hair everywhere. So we just have cleaners to come in to make sure it's all absolutely spotless.
To give them a nice working environment.
Exactly, and it, you know, even the things like, you know, if I have a mark on the walls or anything, it needs to constantly get repainted, constantly.
We're probably seeing that, whereas a lot of customers probably won't actually see that.
No,
it's
they
like
don't.
For your own like peace of mind, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
So you treat yourself after how long then, do you reckon? 10 years of having a business, and you thought you'd buy yourself something?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I touched upon before, I've won a few things. So I treated myself, you know, after winning a significant award. Anyone who knows me personally, I put a lot of people before myself.
Yeah. Buy other people's shit first.
I always have done. And it's been my absolute downfall.
Yeah, I get you, man.
It can be, it
But
definitely
it
can
does
be.
bring you happiness buying other people's shit, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
short term.
Yeah, I think that comes a lot from you know, stuff that had gone on with my childhood. You know, my mum was a single parent, brought me up on her own, and she didn't claim any benefits. She had 3 jobs to support me, bringing me up. You know, she's my absolute hero. So, you know, she put herself before me, and I think I've just been brought up with that premeditatedly stuck in my mind. So I do it. I do like to see people smile and be happy around me. There's been many occasions where I know certain barbers or barbershop owners who put themselves before the staff, but a lot of my staff
just fucking leave, won't they?
My staff have been here 5 years plus, some of them. And yeah, I like that. Anyone who's ever left, I've sacked them because they're a crackhead, or they've gone on to open their own shops and be extremely successful. Like Killian, you know, Killian Madison, he's done well. Another girl opened her own shop who worked for me. Anyone else has just been irrelevant.
I don't think you can stop that, can you?
No.
You know, when people just go do their own thing.
You'd be a hypocrite for not having them doing it, because I've done it myself. So it's just self-progression. That's all it is.
Well, thank you very much, my friend. Pleasure, mate.
Well, yeah, I hope I've answered everything. Thank you. Thank you.